and I'm going to be this person, and I have so many people that say, hey, thanks for you, I'm a martial arts, thanks for you, I'm a cop, thanks for you, I'm a judge. Thanks. So look at my life, I'm pretty set, you know what I mean? Pull over by a cop, hey, I'm a fan, thanks. See the judge, I'm a fan, thanks. Taking care of it. You're the director now, I'm doing a big movie, thanks. We want you in it, thanks. Because sometimes you got to treat people and not know what you're going to get in return. And you got to treat everyone equal.
Absolutely.
You know, I don't know if you watch MMA, but a lot of people came to me for sponsorships and Jesus didn't tap. I had one guy that came to me and said, I'm going to be the next star. And I said, go for it, man. He had 6 fights. He's going to be the next heavyweight champion of the world. And that's Bone Jones. And Anthony Rumble Johnson, who's fighting Bone Jones, I sponsored him with Jesus didn't tap. And he was a down here fighter. You never know who's down here. That will be up here. So, but if you treat everyone equal, when they're up there, you're going to have a good reputation. And I'm not saying you have to always be neutral. Sometimes I don't like to be neutral. I like to express what I believe in. But I won't push religion on no one. I don't like that, just personally. I mean, I'm a Christian,
I agree with
God's
that.
done amazing things for me, but I can't have a Christian email me and say what I'm doing wrong on my Instagram because they're a Christian. You did what's wrong is you're judging me, and I can't stand that. It bothers me to say, you know, I'll shake your hand no matter what you do. I love everybody equal. If you find God, that's great. Cool. If you're struggling in life and you need to find that, the only reason with God is when my brother passed away, I started talking to him because I had no one else to talk to. That was it. You know, and he just listened. And I like to talk. You could ask the wife. Like, you never talk. She's like, because you talk all the time. I guess I'm used to doing stuff like this, talking and stuff. But questions. We can go in this section, that section, this section. Right? Yes.
How did you get your start on your MMA career? What made you want to do it for?
Ever since I was 4 years old, I used to spar hard in class. When I would get in trouble, my mom would take me to the karate school, honestly, and we'd spar. That was the answer to it. Cool, put your pads on. And I learned that. So I got in trouble a lot, so I was a pretty good fighter. And I started to say, well, you know, I kind of like it. I kind of like fighting. And we used to do like UFC fighting a long time ago. I was a NASCAR rated competitor. I was a fighter back then. Just being on the show, I couldn't afford to get my face cut or slit, you know, up. So it wasn't like the fighting industry. And I did it because I like it. And there was a bad taste in my mouth in the fighting industry, just a little bit. So when there's a bad taste in my mouth on something, I'm good enough to step back because I can do what I want. I'm not forced to do something because I have to. This is not my job. For some other people, it is their job, and I shouldn't condemn them for that because I have been. Well, I don't take an appearance fee. Maybe I'm blessed not to need the money to pay my mortgage. So I shouldn't condemn them. That's what they do for their job. But when you do it for your job, sometimes you get burnt out. And there's a lot of hey, I like you because you're paying me money type of thing, you know, and I don't like that, you know what I mean? If I see so many people, I listen to stories, and the paybacks to Instagram, like, you know, I talk or, you know, I'll say something, that's really not my job, but I spend like 4 to 6 hours a day because I love to hear the stories because it keeps me encouraged. It keeps me saying, I'm doing what I'm doing is right. I'm doing something right, I'm changing people's lives, and that's what matters to me, you know? So, in this section, you all have questions? Yes.
I had a couple of them. What was it like working on VR Troopers?
VR Troopers was great because, you know, being young, I got my own show, and
I
could
don't
work by
think so.
myself.
Try raising
I
your
didn't
hand
have to
after
listen to
this.
all the politics that was going on with some of the other actors and everything else. I could just do what I love and not have to be dragged down by someone, and it was perfect. So then it didn't happen. Then I went back to that. When the second cast members came, it was great, but then stuff started happening again. That's the reason why people change things, only because they don't want to be there. And for whatever reason, I don't know the reasons, but you guys are young enough to know that's probably has to do with the finance reason. But other than that, when they came, it was great. I loved it. I even loved the original cast. I loved Walter's attitude. Austin had a different attitude. Twee, I loved them all when we went there. It's just, for me, I guess I'm the type of person where I get used to someone and then they were replaced and it's just like, oh, now I got a new team. Oh, now I got a new team. And then when I left, they said, we're just going to change the season every year so actors don't get used to this lifestyle. So actors can't control what we do. And he said, no matter what, when you leave, the show will go on. And I agreed with that. Because at my karate school, if a karate instructor teaches that's a high caliber karate instructor, I'll say goodbye. If you don't like it no more, leave. You're not passionate, my school and my business will continue. So don't think something will continue. If you're not involved, something will always happen. And then you get your feelings hurt. And say, I can't believe I was nothing. You were something. They changed the whole formula for me to do it every single year. So I took it as a compliment that we were doing something right. You know? You had a question behind?
Yeah. What is your greatest accomplishment?
Greatest accomplishment, on a personal level, you know, I would say like, you know, finding Tammy was the greatest accomplishment because my life was really pretty much bad at that time. I was losing my brother and my best friend all the same week, and my life was pretty bad. It was really down. I was super depressed. And look, guys, I think people like me because I'm normal like everyone else. We all have problems. You think I don't have a problem? My wife is driving crazy with me and Jenna in the house. She's like, I'm the only sane one. I said, actually, you're the crazy one to like me and love me. And you obviously have psychological problems too, if you like someone like me. But that was good because that saved my life. That was my first tattoo. Well, one of my second to put Tammy's name on there. So I was like, man, I better never get divorced on this one. And if I do, I'll say, hey, my mom's name is Tammy. But now with social media, they'll catch me. You know what I mean? But that was good. And then on a personal note, like, believe it or not, getting my pilot license was very, very challenging. To get my pilot license. It was challenging. It was flying an airplane. I thought I'd, fail the paperwork and then pass my exams. It was completely opposite. I failed my check ride, but I got 90% on, my test. So, and I'm not the best at like proper periods and commas and grammar, and I don't care what people say. The good thing is, at least you know it's me. If you read a letter that's like proper, you're like, what? That ain't him, and I don't care what people think. Obviously, there's insecurities growing up, you know what I mean? Like, people used to sit there and make fun of people, like, including me, about grammar, so I hate when someone says that, like grammar Nazis, but I grew up with that, and you never know, it's true, you never know what someone grows up with that they continue getting made fun of, and you just got to put that behind you and say, okay, it's past me, and so it's past me now, you know what I mean? I don't even like reading in public. Sometimes when I get a script, because I used to miss up in school, and people used to, ha, 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 and so I know that life, it's 3 times worse now than it was, because people are getting bullied and all that stuff, so I know how to teach, and I know how to tell kids, it doesn't matter if someone says that. They make fun of Jenna because her dad is mean, these are things that I got to tell her about. Because people say, oh, you're got hairy arms, they're just mean, the whole school's just mean, so you got to have tough skin, but we don't as a kid, we're so vulnerable, and we listen, and we start believing what they say. So we got to make sure that the kids, hey, sticks and stones may break your bones, but names will never hurt you. Guess what? They do. Even us. We can play it off and be like, whatever, but it does. But you have to deal with that issue. If you don't deal with the problem, you can keep blocking it and blocking it. You got to get in there, dig deep, and be like, it's done. You know what I mean? So there's the issues we all have, dealing with issues of losing people. I can finally, talk about without getting choked up a little bit. It's just you got to deal with it. But I'm like this too, and we all are, and we all have a cloud over our head. It's a problem, it's an issue, but we just ignore it. If you want to see the sun, you got to shine through that cloud, go around the problem, or aim through the cloud and get where you need to be. And so I feel like I'm here to tell people, either through the cameras or here, that's what we need to hear. Someone's got to be here to listen and be like, not say anything. You don't have to be like, yeah, that message is for me. And I've done my job. That's how I feel, This section. Yes.
Superpower beatdown, is it going down, man?
It's going down probably like March 1st, just due to all the special effects, the fighting. I went back to film alternate versions, just because we don't know who's going to win and what's the voting. So I dove in a lot more than I was supposed to. That's the reason why. I gave more of myself out of costume. That's what delayed it. So people are like, I want to delay it. We could shorten it up, but I'm not going to be in it if that's what everyone wants, and everyone wants to see me in it, and I want to be in it. So that's the only reason. So it's going to go down. I know if it doesn't go down, the fan beat down versus question, and then you. What was your question?
It's a 2-parter. Is the Phil Brooks CMP Punk thing done? And what made you want to start with it?
No, it's not done. And we were talking at a show, and Van thought it was great, and I thought it was great. And he had interest in getting into MMA, so I put my hand up before UFC, and I said, I'll do this. And he said, yeah, that might be cool.
Oh, yeah, especially in those
And then
behind the
they carried her. I'm
scenes.
like, are you serious? I'm like, you already turned Hollywood on me, you know, but it was cute, it was funny. So I carried her around a lot. About this section, yes.
I don't really have a question, it's kind of a comment. I think that you are awesome.
Oh,
And I
thank
think
you.
that you do awesome in my field of work.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm a social worker.
Oh,
And you would be proud.
I
Like,
love
like
that.
the way that you, like, just the things that you say.
Yeah.
You do it well. I mean, you probably help people with all sorts of things.
I used to
You have
work,
very powerful words.
I used to work with, you know, troubled teens and I used to hear people like preach and all that stuff and not get the message through as a kid. So I did their abuse, you know, the drug abuse resistance education programs, and I just learned that you have to talk to them like, for them to understand, yes, like not just do this because it's just boring. Like half the time I fall asleep, they'd send in a coffee with the canine dog, I'd look at the dog would just sit there, and then he'll just talk about all the shanks that's in prison, about this night, that night. I never got a message. It was like, you know, cool. Now if I go to jail, I'll get knife number 2. Thank you, and I appreciate that. Thank you. It's good to hear that.
Well, it means a lot to find people that have the kind of attitude that you have. Because it's really hard, especially when we're at, like, what I do, it's hard to find people that, like, give it a basically, and try to want to help people.
If there's anything I can ever do, you can ask Francis, I can send you a video for the kids, just a little motivational video.
Well, I work more with parents, but
Oh,
parents
okay.
that have are pretty much still the same mentality.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good, and the videos we can get to Francis too would be great. I know we got a couple more questions there, and I know we're gonna take that group shot. Sorry, guys, I talked so much here.
Yeah, are you willing to add more ambassadors to your city?
Yes, we are. We're opening that up again. We can definitely have more ambassadors for us, you know. They do a great job, and they speak out for the Power Ranger franchise, man. It's Team JDF, cool, but it's the Power Ranger franchise. You know, I give out shirts, and I do a lot. It costs me thousands and thousands of dollars to have ambassadors, and I try to give back to my fans, but also ambassadors, and I thought it'd be a cool thing. So we will open for more, you know. Red Ranger.
Hey, can you do me a favor here and tell my wife that you're not gonna steal her husband?
Go ahead.
Alright. Recorded.
Hey, I just want to let you know that me and your husband are going to dress up in spandex. You want Finn? Or the dragon Here, then we'll get to this section. I know. Go ahead. I don't know much about that, but there's some information on it. The same people casting. So I know I used to work with the same people casting. Catherine doesn't have information on this. She's friends with the casting director. So information, you know. Here, Amsterdam, she's nice. I love casting. About this section.
It's more of a comment. Thank you for everything you did, everything you're doing now. It's been a fan during the 20 years. My son has a mental and physical issues, and it's really hard for him to look up to celebrities, and he really looks up to them. And Power Rangers is the only thing that can hold his attention. So thank you.
I love kids. You guys were all kids at one point. I have
Yep.
my kids as kids, but you all growing up. I try to continue what I have through that, but I pushed what I had through the television. And I think that's the reason why Tommy became popular is because you could feel the passion through the TV. You could see the passion in someone's eyes. I know I can. If I see someone, and that's why I like coming to Comic-Con. You're so passionate about Comic-Con, you make the Comic-Con work. You dress up, you make it fun for everyone. You're passionate about it, and this is your getaway. My getaway is I love coming here, but I don't consider it my job. I love it. I know more about costumes now than anyone, but my getaway is I jump out of airplanes for fun, wind tunnel, fight people. It's fun. It's relaxing. I know it sounds very strange, but I can go in there and teach all day long, and I've never once on the floor ever said I don't like my job. You know what I mean? And that's what work and success is all about. Everything else will follow. I promise. Everything will go in sync. But you can't worry about the money. The minute you worry about that money, you have bills to pay and all that, I get it. But you got to remember that someone else is in charge of your life right now. Your blueprint is already made. It's just the way it is. If something happens, you pass away, that blueprint's made. I understand that that's what we all have. We have to fulfill the blueprint and not go off the path. There's a movie with Mark Wahlberg like that. I like that movie. I forgot what it was.
Pain and gain?
What was it?
Pain and gain?
I don't know, but it was like, almost like he had angels that were just taking him off his path and stuff like that. I forgot what that was. It was like he met a girl, he wasn't supposed to meet the girl, and like.
Adjustment
got
bureau, not
to an
damage.
Angel, I wanna say, I forgot, it was a guy I thought from Shawshank,
Matt Damon, the Adjustment Bureau.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, I like that movie. Any other questions? Give yourself a big hand.
We went there.